One of the big things that we'll do differently to the political establishment who have ruined this country over decades is at least half probably of Nigel's cabinet, his first cabinet, will not be MPs. They will be people who have achieved great things in the real world and will be appointed into the Lords and then will serve in that cabinet for the full term. So you wouldn't be a health secretary for 3 minutes and then a defence minister 5 minutes later. And by the way, the reason why this is important is because the British public have had enough of the likes of Rachel Reeves as Chancellor, the likes of Matt Hancock as the health secretary during the greatest health emergency since World War II.
But that idea will also alarm a lot of people in terms of unelected officials being in charge of departments. How does that work in our political system, in our democracy, and also in terms of holding power to account?
Let me be clear about a couple of things. Of course, it will be MPs. It will be MPs in the House of Commons that pass legislation. That is number one. That is obviously not going to change. Number two, Nigel will put the names. Not only is he laying out this idea, but he's also going to lay out the names of the people who will sit in that cabinet office around him if the British people choose to elect us. And that will be in front of the British people ahead of the next general election. And actually, that's much more democratic than going in with one cabinet and then reshuffling every 15 minutes with a bunch, frankly, of clueless career politicians. I keep saying this. How has it worked out having clueless? Are you happy with Ed Miliband as Chancellor? Were you happy with Matt Hancock as Health Secretary? Are you happy with Rachel Reeves as Chancellor? We've got to bring the brightest and the best in the country into these roles, and many of them don't want to be MPs. I want to say this too. How does it make sense that, for example, our Defence Secretary, the Minister of Defence, is also doing constituency surgeries about the chlorine levels in the local swimming pool? That is an important local issue, but surely we can do better than ask the same person to do both of those things. It's one reason why ministers these days are not on top of their briefs, and they completely abdicate the responsibility for running their departments to these civil servants who have been captured, unfortunately, in this Blairite era. If we want to change the way this country is run, we have to have fresh ideas. That's what reform offers.